Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for March 22nd. Let's take a look at the futures here real quick. As you can see, I've plotted some support and resistance lines here on the futures for the past 3 days. This is what I've noticed. We see support right here at the 2852s. We see prior resistance now becomes support here at 2856. Today we made support here, also prior resistance. We made support here at 2858. Now, with that said, we are gapping down a little bit lower than the close. However, it looks like we are grinding back up and testing this support area or previous support area, and it really depends if it can get back above and hold to keep running. Now, what I want to see is because of how far SPY ran today, I want to see it test again the highs and then come back down and just chop around all day is what I'm anticipating tomorrow for like a little relaxation day. No doubt that today is definitely crazy. This could actually break out by the time it hit the highs and keep running and then squeeze everybody here who shorted late day. But we don't know yet. I'm not going to rule out the possibility of it not squeezing. So definitely keep an open mind about that. Or from here, we can dump and sell off and then just chop about. I think if you're able to capture move in this sideways channel here, that would already be a great trade, right? Taking a look at the SPY here on the equity side of things real quick. So here we are for the past 5 days, right? And it's the same exact thing, right? We have prior support and resistance areas. So basically just mark out these tips and areas, right? Right now we are a little bit under here. So this is the key area to watch for. We are trading in this area right here. All right, now really depends what it does tomorrow. But we see the highs here at 285s, which is a nice key psychological whole number. We see the lows here at the 284 range area as well. So it might come down and bounce right off the 284 and then start doing the sideways thing tomorrow, or it might just snap. Like I said, keep an open mind. Definitely don't know what the crazy market will bring us tomorrow. But at the very least, we got some price action to watch and some key levels, right? My advice would be to wait and slow down and wait for nice double tops or double bottom setups at the key levels or higher lows or lower highs, right? So let's get right into the watch lists. MU is first up on my list today. I played MU today. I did actually pretty well in the beginning, and then I got trapped and squeezed. Overall, I've been analyzing this chart and for the past hour and a half now, and I'm thinking to myself, did I actually make a mistake, or if this trade setup happen again, will I take it over again? I personally got short and I wrote this move down, and then I wrote this move all the way down to here, and then eventually it pops and got me out of my small size as I see this trend break and reclaim, right? So I just waited, and then we see a triple top here. Let me zoom in a little bit. We see a triple top around this 1:30, from 1:30 p.m. We see the triple top, and then I see this big snap. I personally had 43.50 marked off, right? And then from prior the morning, I also had a key level marked off here as resistance, the 43.85s area, right? So when this triple top happened and it snapped through with, look at this volume right here, with a significant volume, I was thinking, okay, this was just a cover pop. It's now done and over. I'm going to look for another short to bring it down to the VWAP and beyond. Now, once the snap through with significant volume and it tests this 4350 area, which I have marked off prior throughout the day, because as you can see, it made some solid resistance. It snapped, resistance snapped, and held under. And then it reclaimed, and then it finally snapped again with significant volume. I was thinking, okay, this thing is done. And I started shorting right here at this area. As I saw it under some significant EMAs, the 9 EMA, the 50, the 200, right? And then it was also topping out here a few times at the 4350 resistance. And I shorted. And from here, I got squeezed. But what happened was I didn't get out. I didn't get out because of this triple top. I didn't get out because of this triple top, because this was key short-term resistance in my opinion. So I waited, and as I waited, it got stuffed here, it got stuffed again, and then the very next candle it starts out getting stuffed, looking very weak, and then boom, it popped, and basically this stopped me out. And then as it comes, I see the stuff and I see a double top, a quick double top right here at the 4385, which I have previously marked off, another triple topish area from previously in the morning. Also here, resistance, and I got trapped again. And I got trapped again on this one, and I really quickly got out as this thing popped through. So another paper cut. And then now I was just waiting, and I was waiting for the top here. Today's highs was at 44.14 this morning. Okay, so this area. So I was waiting for it to reach. See how it made the highs here. I was waiting for this double top. And then it finally got up here, stuffed, got up again. And from this area, this candle here, I took it short. And once again, I was bringing it back down, and it couldn't. I paid myself some, and I held a small piece, but it couldn't stay under and reclaimed. So I stopped out around this area, and then I see it stuff, made a higher low, and then it came up here and it started stuffing again on this pop and this lower high, this really quick lower high. I took it one more time. And I was risking basically 44.25. Okay, from here I actually got it. I got it down to this area, paid myself a lot, and then held that last bit until the close. So overall, it was actually not bad of a trading day in my opinion. I mean, I really asked myself, if I had taken, if this setup showed again, will I still have took it? And I was really honest with myself, and I said, yeah, I would, because more often than not, this would have kept coming down. I think perhaps one thing I forgot to judge or think about was the overall intraday fundamental of the earnings, positive earnings catalyst. And then as I zoom out here and I look at this chart, this is overall a very bullish chart. And I couldn't change my bias on my short thesis, but it is what it is. Tomorrow will be another day. Sorry about my little rant and recap there, but let's get into the watch list tomorrow. I mean, after explaining the recap and determining that this is just a short squeeze, in my opinion, there was no buying here. Nobody wanted to buy anywhere above 44, right? I mean, it broke out over 44 and it held all day, and then it can't get back up and over and keep running. From here as well, in the morning, nobody wants to buy above 44. And what 44 was is the 200 SMA right here on the daily chart, as you can see. This is a pretty key level of resistance area. So a little bit above 44, give or take 25 cents, right? This is a key area of resistance, as well as 200 SMA. And if I zoom out a little bit more, you see a lot of prior support now becomes resistance, right? So the 44 mark is actually pretty key, okay? And I'm not gonna rule out that it's not gonna squeeze some more, but after hours, we are seeing it sell off just ever so slightly. So what I want to watch tomorrow is see what happens at this 43.50 area, as well as this 43.25, which is coincidentally the VWAP, where after the pullback, this is where it ripped, right? But I don't see it as a rip. This consecutive candles here, this is not real buying in my opinion. I think this is short sellers covering these weekend shorts from here and from here, right? They're just basically covering, right? And I believe, because I personally took it as well, I believe a lot of short sellers are piled in here at this double top area, right? Hence the little bit of fade off after hours, and there's no real buying coming in. So what's the hold up? Why are people not buying? Okay, it's a positive earnings catalyst. Why are they not buying? Well, it's a little bit overextended. I was watching the fundamentals, and I reread the earnings call transcript, and I was reading into the fundamentals of the stock in itself and the company in itself. And to be quite honest, they're losing money year after year, right? Analysts still came in, putting in buy ratings. The analysts are kind of mixed on their views on the stock, but we have both buy and sell ratings. Goldman Sachs says it's not a buy, right? And Goldman Sachs is tier 1. So even though with this bullish chart, given the company fundamentals, I don't want to buy it. I definitely don't want to buy it. To be quite honest, I'm still short bias. Also because of today's action, to me, this was just a squeeze. It's not real buying. So will I buy it? Not really. Unless it holds tomorrow. If it holds this 40, I'm going to watch this area test. If it holds and form another double bottom or higher low from here, then yeah, I might buy it. Not because I'm buying it on the fact that the company had good earnings. I'm just gonna buy it because I know a lot of these shorts will get squeezed if it holds, right? And how far will it squeeze? Well, if it gets above 44 tomorrow and holds above 44, then we do have a next level of resistance here. First up, we have this 44.80 area. Okay, let me delete this candle real quick. It's 44.80 area. I mean, you see here we have some very nice prior support here, and then also if that breaks out, I mean, it could definitely magnet to 45, which is a very key psychological whole number. And then from there, if it continues to squeeze, we should be seeing somewhere around this area, around the 46.50 area. Okay, so if it does hold this support area, then I will take that long and play the squeeze on it. Otherwise, I want to watch this thing snap and go to hell and die, right? If it tests here, fails at the 44 at the highs again, if it fails hard and then shows me another double top, I will short it once again. And I guess my first target is this area first, right? And then leave a small piece and see if it can break down. Overall, on the 5-minute chart, on the 200 SMA, this stock is very overextended. So perhaps my main target tomorrow would be back to yesterday's after hours highs, right? And that would be it for the trade. I mean, if I'm able to get short from here from the 44, bring it all the way back down to this 42.50, 42.25 area, then that would be a good trade in my opinion. Okay, so a very, very detailed watch list here on MU. It's going to be on my main watch here tomorrow. Next up, we have MDB, MongoDB. Look at this daily chart, right? This thing just went parabolic once again, breaking 52-week highs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 green days in a row from its earnings. We have no idea where it's going to top out. Definitely no idea, right? After hours, we closed a tick very near 155. Okay, MDB, I want to say that the average true range is about $4.60, I believe, if I remember correctly. So with the stock going parabolic like this is not just buying here. This is also a combination of short squeeze. I mean, as a more short bias trader myself, and when I'm looking at this, I'm pretty sure the whole world is watching this and waiting for that short to happen. If not, they've been shorting from this overextension here all day for the past few days, right? What I want to see when stuff like this happens is we go by every $5 increment, okay? And I guess tomorrow I want to be watching, well, see how it reacts tomorrow pre-market, obviously at the 155, right? And then every $5 I'll be watching, so 160, 165, 170, okay? That doesn't necessarily mean that I'll short it right away. With a stock running like this, it could be very dangerous. It's basically kind of like a penny stock, right? I believe the float on the stock is about 30 mil. So very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Definitely need confirmation. And I will be watching this. If I don't trade it, it will be a very great learning experience as well. I'll be keeping this chart on the side watch at the very least and try to see what I can get some lessons out of it tomorrow here. MDB. It does need a pullback though. I mean, look at this. So we'll see. Main watch next up, NKE, Nike. Okay, came out with an earnings report after hours, and as you can see, it was a bad reaction. However, I was once again reading the intraday fundamental side of the earnings. Overall, Nike has been making a lot of money day in, day out, and their revenues beat, their guidance beat, basically everything beat, right? Except they did have a short falling here in, I believe, the sales in the US, but their sales across the country in China are ramping up as well. And with this fantastic fundamentals, I do believe, they are beating out Adidas, their competitors, and they're beating out Under Armour as well. I mean, with this fantastic fundamentals, I don't see Nike selling off and doing an all-day fade tomorrow. I do believe that it's going to find some sort of a bottom and then start grinding back up. Overall, I think the market really likes this stock. This is a big name. With this massive gap down, it does make sense for the market to see this as getting in cheap, right? I'm not saying that it's not going to sell off tomorrow. We will definitely have to watch some key support here at 84. Okay, as you can see on the daily chart. Okay, this is where it's holding right now, right? So definitely have to watch this pre-market. If the 84 does snap though, the next target would be the 50 SMA here on the daily chart at 53.25-ish area. And then of course the whole psychological number of 83 as well. Okay. From there, if this doesn't hold, then we have the magnet to 82, and 82 you can see made very nice prior resistance, now become support area here, right? Can it snap 82? If on the off chance, and I say off chance because I don't believe it myself, 81.25 as well as key psychological whole number of 80. But like I said, like we see today in the market, anything can happen, right? Looking at this, people have been buying into this earnings, okay? And because of the disappointment, getting back up will be tough, but I don't think it's not possible. It's going to be a grind for sure. Looking at the 84 to hold, if it reclaims 84.50 right here on the 5-minute chart, I do like it for the long, right? As you can see, 84.50 after hours made some prior support, but since then has snapped with massive volume. So I think the sell-off will be done if the stock can reclaim 84.50. I'm not sure if there are any short sellers piled in after hours here, but there is a slight downtrend. So on this trend break, we should get a squeeze back up, and then we'll have to watch the 85. If it can pop up over 85 and hold, and then the next target we should get, of course, 85.50 and then 86. Now, the long target is definitely 86 here. Here, let me mark that off real quick for you. My long target is 86. Okay, for it to at least fill the gap a little bit, back up to 86, as you can see, this was a very key prior resistance or prior support as it bounced off. So looking for it to fill this gap here at 86, and then from there, I'll just call it a day. Okay, Nike. Next up, we have STNE. This is a recent IPO from, let me see, from 2018, late October. Okay, now the good thing about IPO stocks is that on my broker, there is availability to short these stocks without a fee. So if you are looking to be shorting IPOs and you're having a hard time to finding borrows to short stocks, I mean, definitely consider using my broker. There is a video link description discount in my description here, so check that out, and you can definitely short these stuff, the IPO. So STNE has been running pretty nice. I believe they announced earnings a couple days ago. Let me check real quick on Vinviz right here. STNE. Okay. STNE announced earnings on March 18th after the market closed. Okay. So after the market closed, they did have great earnings reaction, and then it got a little ahead of itself and sold off the next day, and today we see a rip. Okay, what this is basically a breakout of 42. As you can see, 42 here on the 5-minute chart and the daily chart. Okay, it has broke out 42, tested, and it's bouncing again. It has reclaimed 43 as well. With IPOs, these nice round whole numbers are a thing to watch. We have tested the 44, but it really quickly got stuffed, right? So 44 marked off as a nice double top on the daily chart. But because the stock has closed so strong, I do believe it's going to gap up tomorrow. And we'll have to watch 44 first. And then if 44 can hold it down and stays under, then it's going to come back down to 42. From 42, I want to look for a hold and then look for a buy, maybe even come down as low as 41.50 here, but definitely watching 42 on the daily chart here. Okay, this marks as first area of support, and then we have 41.50 and 41. Okay, so looking for a dip to hold and rip, and then from here, let's see if it can break out to its 52-week highs. STNE. LEVI is an IPO today. As you can see, there is no history on the daily chart. It literally just IPO'd today. The opening price on the IPO was $22.20. I personally shorted this today as well. When it opened, I waited a long time for the chart to set up, and as you can see, 23 got stuffed. Initially, they were expecting a valuation of $17 on this IPO. So this basically overshot. I mean, it overshot a lot. Where's 17? It overshot a lot, and basically from 23 it got stuffed. And then as I was watching this stock trade the whole day, essentially I started to develop a thesis from the 2275, and I got short after seeing this triple top here. I got short around this area, and I wrote it down. I wasn't able to get it down back to its opening price. I did take it off here at 2230, and then left a small piece as it reclaimed 2250. I got out, but we do see key resistance here at 2275. So it looks like it wants to retest. It held this 2250 area real well, and it is a famous brand name. And on its first day of the IPO, we don't know what it's going to do. I'm going to watch this 2275 again, and seriously wait and see what happens, right? If it breaks out, I'm going to watch 23 and wait again for the confirmation and see what happens. If it dips out of the gates, I'll be watching for the opening price to hold, right? The 2220. Ultimately, if it can stay under 2250, then I might short it and bring it back down. I'm looking for this 2220 snap. If this snaps hard with authority and stays under, this is going to come down. Okay, so that's LEVI. Apple. Apple ran a lot. People are buying this in anticipation of Tim Cook's announcement on March 25th. What I want to watch is because of what happened today, the market, knowing that the market can squeeze stupid, I want to watch the 200 area, right? I think it still has potential to squeeze. After hours, we see a lot of algo candles getting sucked back up here at the 195. So this is definitely a key support area. I'm not sure if anybody took this double top. I am pretty sure some short sellers will have took this double top at this 196, right? So if this watch these highs, if it breaks out, this is their line in the sand, and it's gonna squeeze some more. And the next magnet area, 200. I mean, it's definitely looking like it wants 200. We do have some support levels here at the 194 as well. And do I want to short it? Only at the 200. Aside from that, knowing how much people have been paying attention to Apple and how much short sellers are stubborn, I do want to see a hold and long, just riding on the wave of the short squeeze, right? It needs to hold this 195 for me though. So that's Apple. And then finally, we have Facebook. Facebook on the daily chart, this 167.50 area, it's going to be very key in my opinion. Okay, so I'll be watching this area for a short. Okay, nice round number. Excuse me. After hours sold off a little bit, and then it got sucked back up, right? So after hours still looking strong. It still might have legs here tomorrow, and I'll be watching this support. This resistance area. If that breaks out, then I'll be watching the 168 as well. Okay. Definitely don't want to short the front side here, as the market is a little bit psycho for the past couple of days, as it's squeezed today as well. So basically that's it from the watch list. I know this watch list was very, very long and detailed. I know I have gave a lot of stocks in play, 7 to be quite honest, 7 tickers. So just pick a couple, and I hope you guys all have a great trading day tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed my video content here. And I hope you guys enjoy my recap of MU as well. I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow, and have a great day. Ciao.